hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our podcast, which we definitely don't do enough, do we? We do like one episode a year, but alas, we have a winner. You won.
Yeah, thank you, DG Mills, for subscribing. And no commit. This is my job. Your job is to host. I'm just saying thanks for the subs.
I asked you a question.
Yes, I won.
Was it fun?
Oh, it was lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, it wasn't lovely for the rest of us, was it? We're going to do a little Q&A session with Twitch chat, the chatters in Twitch. So keep your questions coming, guys.
Do I just keep saying thank you for the subs, or like do we not
Maybe we do it at the end, because then we have a big fat list.
Okay, if you sub, if I do this, that means thank you for the sub, okay?
Okay, we have a question first. Let me start with TRFL Fangs asks, do you feel like a weight's being lifted off your shoulders now you've won a trophy? Do you want to keep going for more?
Yeah, I think I want to win even more now. Funnily enough, I honestly, I was wondering if how people would react to winning a trophy if it was like, you won a trophy, nice, I can rest. But I just remember thinking, like, I've won a trophy now. I know what it feels like to be a winner of a trophy. So I feel like I can win more now without the stress levels of going 2-0 to 2-2 and then having to do a comeback. I think now what I could do is just 3-0s.
I think you had a really interesting question that we were talking about that I'm going to ask you, chat. Now Fnatic have won a trophy. Like, do you guys still support them? Because you were feeling that, like, now you've finally done it. Maybe people don't want you to win as badly as they do, right?
Do we bring the chat back to normal?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you what do people think? Obviously, yeah. Because you were telling me how you were really worried that people just won't support you anymore. And I was like, that's so stupid. People still support Faker, and Faker's won like 100 of trophies.
But the reason why was because I thought, because everyone wants us to win because we never won before. So now that we've won, do people want other teams to win now? So I wasn't really sure how it works.
I want DRX and PaperX to win.
Yeah, I want one of them to
win. So if one of them win, I will be really happy. Let's do another question. I'll scroll up a little bit more. Who of your team Reva Lane asked, who of your team gave the impulse the least to win the last map when it was 3-11? I guess who was like the driving force of it? Maybe all of you.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of everyone. With Minnie with the tactical, I seem to... We'll go into it when we actually watch the VOD back.
Yeah.
We're going to watch it back. But
which will be on his channel.
So. We're going to... So I think Minnie with the pause, Minnie was just like, boys, I'm chilling. He was just like, I'm chill.
Biggest lie ever.
Yeah, he wasn't chilling. But he was like, I'm chill. Like, all we need to do is make sure we calm what's going on in the game. And so we're like, okay, well, he's chilling, so maybe we can all chill. And then I think it was just like people stepping up on big rounds and just winning us around, essentially. And then we started to believe it when we got to about 11-7. And like we were like, they just wasted like 2 ultimates and we just won the round. What? They just used all their ultimates and now we have our ultimates back. So it was like, for me, it was like, I was looking at it as that I'm probably going to have to somehow win against 2 Harbour ultis, 2 Sky ultis, maybe 1 Viper ulti, and obviously still avoid the Jet op. And when they were using their ultis, I was believing more and more that I was like, okay, maybe this is winnable. I got my ulti now. So yeah, it was, I think it was a bit of everyone. I to be fair, I wasn't that much of a leader in that game. I was more just trying to figure out what to call. But I'd say some of the other boys stepped up. Durka was very vocal and very he really wanted. He started to have that energy about him for the last game as well.
Do you mean that you were more focused on the actual in-game stuff?
Yeah, I was less. Yeah, I was less. Doing speeches. I was more just trying to think how we were gonna bloody win this bloody thing.
I had a question, but
One second. Thank you for the subs.
I have something to ask about Alpha yet with the ultis, because I watched it back a couple times now, and his KJ ult, because in that 11-3 comeback you managed to farm 2 KJ ults, and those 2 were massive fucking rounds.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you a little bit about Alpha, because I feel like he was a bit of a people were raving about you, people were raving about Durka and Leo and even Chronicle. I feel like Alpha got left behind a little bit, and I think it's unjustified, because I thought he was really instrumental in that comeback at the 1v2. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think so. With Althea, I think throughout the series, actually, he was trying too hard to... It's like habits that we were trying to get out of him were coming back. So we often found that he was like over peaking, on like especially on some rounds, and like making mistakes that wouldn't normally happen. And I think it was like stress level, so he went back to his kind of Turkish roots default of just swinging and killing people. And like in scrims, obviously that works sometimes, but in officials, when you're a bit nervous, you might not have the most and the heat and the crowd and stuff. So I guess like it was just about us trying to just get him relaxing. And then when it came to Icebox, it was just like he finally didn't try and make too many hero plays. He was
Stepped
just
up when
kind
he
of,
needed to.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, you don't need to make hero plays. You just work together, and then you'll make hero plays later on into the round when you don't even mean to. If you just survive, there's more of a chance of you getting an easier kill than you trying to take a risk and go for the harder kill. So he managed to survive, and then obviously getting the Killjoy. I have a really good Killjoy strat on Icebox that just works against certain comps, and we were just running that, and it was getting us the map.
I also think the dynamics are really interesting because people from the outside, it feels like, you know, you're probably the biggest personality in the team. And then you have Alpha, who, if you guys don't know Alpha, Alpha is the sweetest kid. He's 17 and he's, how do I describe it? Is it fair for me to say that he acts his age? Like, he is a 17-year-old kid and he's so sweet.
He's a very kid.
And he's just the nicest kid. But then him and Leo have like such a cute dynamic because Leo comes across really like ice cold, doesn't really talk, like very stoic. But they have a really cute dynamic, I feel like.
I agree. I think they have a good. Alfia seems to get along. Well, we all get along with everyone. Like, we all get on, but Alfia and Leo have this kind of little funny little bond. I don't know what it is. Like, Alfia's like, my student, what are you doing? And Leo's like this. Enough talking from you. Stop talking now. And then Alfia's like, you stop talking. And he's like, and they're doing this. Like, Leo
They're
loves
like a married
doing
couple.
Yeah, it is funny. Thank you, Booby Wooby, Juan Rundram, Gang.
Can we do this at the end because it'll be easier?
Thanks.
So you guys just know that we're gonna thank at the end. One person asked a really interesting question. I'm sorry I didn't see your name, but how much did the crowd influence the comeback from 2-0 to 2-2?
Split was a map that we weren't that confident on anyway. So I thought like when I was looking at the series, I was like, they picked Split quite early on, so that map we could lose at. I don't think our defense was that strong. And I think Omen's not very good right now on that map. So yeah, I wasn't too confident on that. And obviously when they won, it was really weird because you have your inners in and you can hear the crowd through the microphone, like you can hear them. But it's when you took your inners out, it was so blooming loud when they were winning. Like when they won the map and the whole stadium was cheering. It was a bit like I mean, I wasn't too affected by it, but I was wondering if any of my teammates were affected by it. The only thing I was affected by, I was like, fuck me, this is really loud.
It was very
I was
loud.
like, oh my goodness, like that's a lot of people. But yeah, the comeback, I'll talk about it when we get into the game more, but it's so funny that when you're stressed, we were trying to say stuff to make us unstressed. But then we just looked more stressed. Like, we were saying stuff that we didn't need to say. Like, it was so weird that in the final map, I just said to myself, right, boys, I'm not going to say any of this stuff like, we just need to do this, we play together,
like
we trust each other, confident. Yeah, because it just felt like you were just talking into the wind because it made no sense. Because like when we were winning 2-0, like I wasn't doing any things, but because we were losing, I started talking more and everyone started being more vocal about how they should reset and how they should behave and stuff. Whereas when we were winning, we weren't talking about that. But when we were losing, we were like, we need to do this and stuff. And it was just like, it was really weird. So on the last map, I was like, I'm not going to give anyone any speeches anymore.
I guess I'm
just gonna be chill and pretend it's a scrim.
You want the environment to be as normal as possible, right? But when everyone starts chipping in about how like we got this, it's a little bit like, wait, why are we doing this? Like we never do this. Makes no sense. It's making you more stressed.
Yeah, it's making more sense. It's almost like you're trying to compensate for something. It was a weird one. Honestly, I'm telling you now, if a psychologist could get hold of the games,
well, the comms are coming out. Yeah,
if they get the actual full comms between games as well, that'd be a scientific study. I feel like.
If any aspiring psychologist out there that wants to get in touch, let me know. Someone asked me a question. Firestrand asked me a question. I hope you don't mind me hijacking answering because I think it's a funny story for me to tell.
That's all right. I'll just flex.
No, because I told you this story and you were laughing at me. Question for you, so if you don't mind. You were in the crowd, almost front row, during the second round of overtime when it was slowly getting clear that Fnatic are going to win. What was going through your head? Now, this is a funny story. I have video footage of this. I will insert it. I'll show you guys. But basically, I was sitting in VIP during this game, and I'm very, like, OCD superstitious. And every time I sat in VIP throughout, like, all my interviews and stuff, because when I'm waiting for interviews, I sit in the crowd. I don't need to sit in, like, backstage because I like being in the stadium. Anyway, I always sit in this specific row. I sat there with Kaide when you beat Sentinels. And then I sat there with Josh and Bren when you beat 100 Thieves. And Furia, I was on the desk, so I missed out sitting in the crowd. So I got into this headspace that this was a lucky seat.
Really?
I was like, if I sit there, Fnatic will win. So then Stacks, Foxy9, and the DRX social media manager and Jen, who's their translator, came up to me and they were like, we're sitting down there, like, let's sit together. And I was like, guys, sit next to me because this is the lucky row. I am not moving from my seat.
Yeah.
If I have to sit by myself, I sit by myself. So I sat next to Stacks for maps 1 and 2, and you were owning. And I was like, yeah, like, they got this, it's fine. And then they left to go do something else. But Jen, who's a really good friend of mine, you guys will see her. She translates all the Korean interviews on broadcast. She stayed with me. And then Mimi from G2 came with her boyfriend, and she sat on my left and Jen was on my right. And then you started losing. And I was like, even at that point, I was like, I'm not going to move from my seat. I'm just like too dedicated to this seat to move. Even if I wanted to be closer to the stage, I was like, no, I'm not moving. And then you were at 9-3 down. And then I turned to Jen and I said, Jen, I need to prepare myself on how I should stay strong for you. In my mind, I was like, my feelings don't matter. I'm not playing the game. It's nothing to do with me. But I got to be strong for you. So I was like, okay, I need to start thinking about what I'm going to say. Like, I have a speech in my mind. I was going to give like a really, not inspirational, but really like, hey, doesn't matter. I'm proud of you no matter what. This tournament is just the beginning. You win the next one. I had a speech going on in my head during the 9-3 pause. And then Jen, I love her. Like, she's so funny. And Jen was like, I don't know why you're stressed. And I was like, Jen, shut your fucking mouth. What do you mean you don't know why I'm stressed? She was like, look, I have a feeling that this is going to be the greatest grand finals of all time. And they're just trying to like script it so it is the greatest final of all time. So this 9-3 is going to be fine. They're just going to come back and like think how fun and think how exciting it's going to be when it comes back. And I was like, Jen, I love you, but like this is not helping. I was like, it's not helping. And then Jen was like, do you want me to hold, like, do you want to hold hands? So we were like holding hands like this for a little bit. And then you lost the pistol, and I was like, fuck your hand, Jen, it's not happening, go away. And then you lost the pistol. I was like, Jen, I can't do this. So then she was like, it's okay. And then it was a 10-3, and then it was 11-3. And then at 11-3, I was like, I would love to hear the story from Mimi's perspective, by the way, because Mimi was next to me. And at 11-3, I was like, okay, it's over, but it's fine. Like, it's gonna be good. And to be honest, I really like Loud. I really love that team. So in my mind, I was like, I'm just happy for like Aspas that he got his back-to-back. Think about how big this means to like Tui's and Kawazine, Fraud, the coach as well. Like, just be happy for them. Like, I don't need to be a bitch about this. Just try and be happy for them. And then Durka dies. Like, I remember this as if this literally just happened. Durka died on belt. And I was like, oh, fuck, it's over. It's going to be 12. It's going to be 12-4. It's going to be 12-3. And then you died. And then I was like, it's GG. But then somehow they make it back, the 2v2, and then they win. And then Jen was like, hey, like, it's happening. I was like, Jen, you need to fucking leave me alone. I was like, Jen, I can't do this. Don't give me hope. Like, I'm trying to get my mind in a headspace to, like, comfort the team and to be happy for Loud. And then it was like 11-5. And then Jen was like, hey, it's happening. And I was like, Jen, I love you, but can you please, like, speak to me after the game is done? I actually said this to her, and she was so nice. She was like, don't worry, it's cool. She was just like rubbing my back. She was like, it's fine. There is a video of this. I will show you guys the video in a second because it does exist. Because someone behind me was recording us, but I didn't know they were recording us. And then as this comeback slowly started to happen, I was like, yeah, I still don't believe. I know poor Jen. Jen deserves so much better. She's such a good friend.
Poor Jen.
Yeah, Jen is the best.
Hashtag poor Jen in chat.
She is such a good friend. And then it got to 11-10. And then it was the alpha year. It was 11-11. And then it was the alpha year 1v2. And then when alpha year won that 1v2, Jen was like, I think she couldn't help. She didn't say anything to me from 11-5 to 11-11. She didn't say a single word because I told her not to speak to me. But when it got to 12-11, she was so excited. She was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I was a little bit like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, alpha, yeah. I was like screaming my head off. Like I didn't say a word. I didn't even breathe between 11-5 and 11-11. I literally was like this. I didn't smile. I didn't breathe. I didn't do anything. And then it got to 12-11, and I was a little bit like, oh my God, oh my God. And she was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then it went to 12-12, and I was like, Jen, fuck off. Don't speak to me. Leave me alone. And then she was like, hey, remember, this is going to be the greatest final of all time. They got this. Like, truly, I believe this is the greatest final of all time, and they got this. And I was like, okay. And then Durka gets a collat. And then Jen was like, let me hold your hand. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to let her hold my hand. So we were like this. Like shaking like this. And then it was 13-12. And then when they got to the last round, when Aspas was the only person alive, I just started crying so hard. And then Jen started crying so hard. And then I see her crying. And she was like, they're going to do it. And then, so it made me cry more because you know what I'm like. Like, I cry if other people cry. So we're both just crying. We're both like a mess. And then poor Mimi, I think Mimi was just like, oh my God, these two are like really crying. And then every single person around us, except for Mimi and Jen, were Loud fans. Like every single person. It might, ahead of me, behind me, on my left and my right, everyone was a Loud fan. So when I was crying, they were all looking at me, and like I think some of them were kind of judging, I don't know, but some of them weren't super happy themselves. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. So I was just like crying my eyes out. Jen was crying, and then you won. And then if you guys can see the replay, like when Aspas was the last person alive, you were looking for me.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna. I zoned out. I was just reliving it.
But did you see me cry when you were looking for me?
Yeah, man, I see you crying because you're like this.
So if you guys watch the comms video when Durka's holding flank and Boaster's planted and it's 1v5, he's looking around for me and he can see me crying and I'm just crying my eyes out. And then you win and then you celebrate and then you give me a little love. You're putting your shoes on. You give me a little love heart. And I was
that was the buzz. No, I'm joking.
To be fair, you did give a laugh out to Buzz and he was really touched by it. He felt really happy. And I was just like this, I love you. And everyone around me, I think, started to like congratulate me, but I didn't really like feel any of it. But let me show you that video real quick of like the last round because someone behind me like recorded it and it was kind of cute.
Yeah, honestly, chat, I think we had a flight yesterday. I arrived yesterday, didn't get many hours on the flight. And then I think I went to bed last night about 12. I had 12 hours sleep today. So
we did really like sleep a lot.
I'm trying to sleep. But yeah, it was
I have to.
When you win the trophy, it's so weird. It's like whenever you do anything in life that gives you a major high. Like I was very like high on life after the win. And then now I'm on a come down. Like the day after I was on a come down on the flying day. And today I'm still on the come down. I didn't know what I wanted to do yesterday. I spent 5 hours looking at video games and I didn't end up playing any. Or I spent like 3 hours. I spent so many hours just trying to find a video game to play so I could chill. And I couldn't find a bloody video game because all I wanted to do was watch. All I wanted to do was play Dark and Darker, but that game's not even out anymore. Like, when I left, I played Left 4 Dead 2 with the boys. That was fun.
Let me see.
But that was only about 45 minutes. And then I was like, right, what do I do now?
Let me see if I could quickly...
Stardew Valley. That game doesn't suit me.
Can you guys see this?
Yeah, I can see it. Also, I've seen quite a lot of my familiar faces and people and chatters in the chat. Welcome to the chat. I couldn't say hey or anything because... we had a speech. So
this is Mimi, this is me, this is Jen, and like we're just like fucking losing it at this point. And then
how loud is it? Okay.
I'll turn it down. And I think this was 1v5, and I think you're turning around to look at me.
Yeah. I want you to remember this picture though, because
And I'm just, both of us are just, we're like, Jen's crying, I'm crying. We're both just done, man. We're both done at this point. Like, bless her, she believed in me this whole time.
that jet updrafted and dashed out ASAP. Look, go back, go back. That jet is out of there. Go back further.
Oh my god, you're an idiot.
Watch this. Updraft. She's out.
Yeah, I mean, it was a moment. It was a moment. But yeah, sorry I overtook that question. But I had to explain to you, like, the proper...
We got the live story now.
Yeah, what happened with me. We'll do a question for you now. What did it feel... Tallyphone said, what did it feel like seeing the reaction from the Brazilian fans after winning the trophy?
Yeah, a lot of people are messaging me about that. Like, I saw a lot of people messaging on Reddit, like, the Brazilian fans all left. But I don't think you realise how hot it was in that stadium. Oh my goodness, it was hot. Like, on the previous days, it was, like, humid. But today, it was, like, extra humid. And because they opened up the other balcony, so it was about 6,000... It was, like, the most there's ever been.
8,000 people.
Yeah, it was, like, the most event with people in it, or whatever it's called, in Valorant history so far. And it was hot. It was hot and humid. I was like, oh my... When I walked out, I was like, sheesh. And
there was still no aircon either.
Yeah, there was no aircon. It was just fans. And, like, when fans just blowing hot air, you're just like, what is going on? And all the fans were pointing towards us, so I have no idea what it was like in the crowd.
It was insanely hot.
So, like,
insanely hot.
And also, I don't really mind that people are leaving, because I know that some people that were supporting us did stay, and I knew that people who were watching it on the Twitch stream and stuff were all watching as well, and those are the supporters as well, you know, like, majority of the fans in there were for Loud, and so I don't mind
majority, they were all there for Loud.
No, I had a few.
We should talk about that, because I think no one's been speaking about the people that did stay.
Yeah, there were people that did stay.
Yeah.
And so, like, and I thought that was quite cute. Like, on the last day, like, we had like an hour and a half of waiting.
It's
and
2
people,
hours.
People were waiting outside for that long just to get a sticker or an autograph or a picture. So, Ross, what are you doing here? Sleeping on the job.
Get
to work.
Like 50 to 100 people stayed for literally like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like standing outside.
And they didn't even know if we were going to come.
Yeah, not even sitting, standing. Basically, there's a bit outside the event where the teams walk past after they play, and you can stay for like autographs or like pictures and stuff. And usually it takes like 45 minutes because you have press. And people do stay, like tons of people stay. But on the final, it was like 2 hours.
Yeah, out of 8K, 7,990 were Loud. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I was the only Fnatic person. And also, I think we should talk about the crowd, because I've seen a lot of tweets about like them cheering and booing. We'll start with booing. Like, do you mind them booing you?
No, not really. I think the way that I said it to the boys, because we were mentally preparing ourselves for it, the way I said it was like in a pantomime, in a show, you have the villain who gets a boo. And if we get loud boos, then it means we're doing our job really well. So I was like, if we're getting boos, it means the fans really like us, because they really like, you know, they want to boo the enemy team. So we have to think of it as the equivalent of cheers. So we had, and then they had the cheers and then the boos. So I thought it was just quite fun.
To be fair, when you played against Na'Vi, you had loads of cheers.
Exactly. Yeah, that day we actually had the crowd on our side, and Na'Vi got booed. So it was quite funny. So yeah, it was just like, it doesn't matter about the boos. It's just a way of the fans showing their appreciation for the game, you know. And I think that's like, I'll talk about it when we get into the game as well, about this certain moment in the crowd. But
yeah, you used it to your advantage. Like on Split in the smoke when they were like, whoa, and then you sprayed your judge.
Honestly, it was only because I was the only one up close on Split with a judge. And then all I hear is, oh, and I was like, wait, it could be on me. And if they come through now, I'm dead. So I was just like, I'm getting out of here while shooting. So I shot like 3 bullets and I got a kill. And I was like, oh, nice. And then I ran away. So yeah, it was quite funny.
So I spoke to some Brazilian fans about the boos, just like, because I don't think it's personal. They're not booing you because they don't like you. In fact, they love you.
Yeah, they all took my stickers.
They really love you. They always come up to me and they're like, oh my God, we love Boaster, but like we're Loud fans. So like, we're not going to cheer for someone who's playing against our team. But having said that, I did ask them about why they were so invested. I was like, oh my God, what is it about Loud, about Valorant, that you're so, like, FPS games that makes you so, like, excited? And I don't know if this is true, okay? This is just something I heard from like 2 or 3 people. I don't know if this is real, but they said there's not much to live for right now because there was like a pandemic. The government is really fucked. Like there's a lot of different things in Brazil that makes people really unhappy. So when they find something that they like Valorant or FPS, and I think a lot of Turkish fans can relate, when they find something that really distracts them and takes their like mind off of things, they put their heart and soul into them because it makes them happy. And I don't think anybody can criticize that, in my opinion. I did experience like a couple of fans that I thought were a little bit too much, but I don't think I can judge someone's culture and judge how they choose to like dedicate their time and investment, because I don't live that way. Like, we're so lucky. Like, we live in a country, in a house where like we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
I also saw 4 fans in the crowd, and they were like, Boaster, and I went, hey, and then they all put their middle finger up, and then I laughed at them, and then they laughed back.
Yeah.
So I think it was like they didn't even mean it malicious.
It's not personal.
Like,
it's not because
yeah, it was just a funny thing.
I don't think it's because they hate you. I think it's just because they love their team so much. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
It's like football.
It was fun.
Football is way worse, to be fair. Like, I think we're just super privileged. Like, a lot of people on Twitter, I think, that are chiming in about this are just in a very privileged position where they don't understand the Brazilian culture. So if you don't care, I don't think why I should care. Like, if you came up to me and you were like, yeah, this fan like spat in my face and he tried to fight me, then I'll be like, okay,
Yeah,
what's up?
different.
What's up? Like,
Because
what's
then,
up?
like,
You know?
You got spit on your face, and that's not nice.
But also, that's really rude. But I think people booing you because they like their team is no different than, like, if Palace are playing West Ham and like Mark Noble is giving it to my players, I'm gonna boo him. I'm gonna boo his ass.
Look, only Ryan and you know about Palace and West Ham.
Yeah, but okay, I'm just giving an example.
Give it a better one. Like, if
But
John Cook was with no.
Oh, if anybody's gonna step up to my boy Min Yoongi, they're gonna be dead. I'm gonna fight them. But I just think it's not personal. You're not that affected by it. After the game, all the fans are like queue up and meet you. They're all wearing Lao jerseys, but they're like, Boaster, I love you. Like, take a picture. No one's being rude to you. Yeah. But if someone is being too rude to you, then that's an individual that's rude to you. I don't think we can criticize the whole culture and the whole country because they do things differently than we do.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
That's my opinion. But I do feel like it was like you'd rather play a game where there was that many people booing you than play in a crowd with no one there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you played that final and there was no crowd.
Well, that's
How much would that suck?
That's the only downside of it, is that they come for the Brazilian team instead of every team. But that's the way it is sometimes.
But Japan will be different.
Yeah,
I think Japan, everybody's gonna come to every game. Which will be really fun.
If we make it,
but
stickers will be handed out.
This is okay. I'm gonna play another devil's advocate about people not turning up to every game. So the Brazilian games were usually on a weekend or a Friday. Like, they scheduled it in a way that people could come. It was in the evening. It was a late game. But like, people have jobs and school. I'm not expecting 8,000 people to not go to school and not take a day off their work just to go see like a team that they don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, I can't expect that because I wouldn't do that. If I'm working on a Tuesday afternoon, I'm not gonna go there. Oh, you had an ad, Jake.
What do you mean I had an ad?
What is this? Why are you having ads, bro?
It's not me. I don't control it.
Let's answer another question. Papa Domiador said, "Do you still have that drive? Because most lose their drive when they already made it to the top."
Yeah, it was something I thought, like, after winning, I know what it feels like to win now, so I kind of want to win more. I want to make a legacy, you know? Legacy. What is a legacy? Playing the seas in the garden you never get to see. Yeah.
Go on, keep spitting those bars.
Thank you for the subs, everyone. Yeah, I think, like, I want to play at more events. I want to go to more countries. I want to lift more trophies. I want to play in front of more fans. Like, this is just the beginning. So, yeah, and I don't think I'm actually bored right now because I have no video games to play. I don't really want to play ranked, and I don't know what to play.
We played 3 games of ARAM yesterday.
Yeah, we played 5. We played a best of 5.
Oh, we did. We did play 5 games at ARAM. Here's a question. Just in terms of the in-game questions, we're going to answer that a little bit later because we're going to watch Icebox. We are going to watch it. So Jake will save those.
What was your feeling when Aspas died? Well, we won the game, didn't we?
And
the
crowd
crowd
left
just
us.
left saying, "Well, you're saying it's part of your game."
Oh, I think it's just about the crowd leaving the
Oh, I already
stadium.
answered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
I think
Just happy to win. Happy to be there.
I think this is a really good mentality. You just got to be grateful that you're even there. Pixel Clubhouse says, what is the one piece of advice you can give to anyone who is losing in a game to keep their mentality in the right place?
Look, if Fnatic can come back from 11-3, you can come back from anything. If there's a girl you want to talk to or a guy you want to talk to, drop him a message. Because
Don't be creepy. Don't be creepy about it.
No, I'm only joking.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I think what you said in the press conference was really really poignant. That you were looking at the crowd and you just thought, "Wow, we're fucking lucky to be here." So even if we lose, it's not the end of the world.
And Minnie just saying he's chill. Meanwhile, I'm just thinking like, even if we lose right now, 11-3 down,
it was fun. It was fun.
It honestly felt like an anime. I'm not gonna lie. I've got visualizations from the music video I'm gonna create for champion song or whatever. Eventually in my life. Yeah, it was sick. What was the question again?
Practicing gratefulness is a really useful skill.
Yeah.
Just like stop, just like sometimes when you're really in a situation, it's hard to get yourself out of it. I've been guilty of that because I'm like, why is life so unfair? Like, why don't I get this? Why am I being treated this way? It's so unfair. And then you zoom out and you're like, people are literally dying. People have no houses. They don't have anything to eat.
Remove that entitledness from you.
It's just, I have
That's my thing.
no,
Oh, hey, I'm baby.
what's the word? I have no like right to be this worked up and this negative like about something when it's not that bad. Like, because whatever you think is happening that's bad, granted, if you are dying, I'm very sorry. If you have like an illness or whatever, that's really shitty. Or like if you have really serious problems. But normally 9 out of 10 times, what you think is bad is really just not that bad.
And let's face it, Pitbull's been through it all. To anybody going through tough times, believe me, been there, done that. It's a great day above ground. I knew my rent was gonna be late about a week ago. Pitbull knows it.
What's Jen's at? Oh, Jen. I will drop it in a second when I find it. But yeah, basically what I say is like that, and then what you say is just Pitbull.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you rather only listen to music? Or would you rather every single song in the history is sung by Pitbull? Like every song ever from like the dawn of time is only sung by Pitbull. No one else. No other artists exist. Or every artist has to cover one Pitbull song and that's the only music that there is. So like the song like
I know.
Hotel Motel is the only song in the world, but it's covered by every artist ever.
Only one song.
Yeah.
Every artist.
Yeah. Or
oh my goodness.
all of the songs are covered by Pitbull.
Imagine Pitbull doing "Oh my God." Oh my God. Hoping that it will come through.
I was thinking more like, you know, like love ballads covered by Pitbull, you know? Like My Heart Will Go On, but it's Pitbull.
That's respect to Pitbull for learning loads of languages.
But which one would you rather?
I don't know. Pitbull singing them all.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because then at least I don't have to listen to only Pitbull song. Well, one song my whole life.
Yeah.
So
He will literally be Mr. Worldwide. Exactly.
Pitbull singing what? Yeah. Next question. Please do Oh My God dance. Yeah, I'm learning it. Don't worry.
H Deluxe 9 says, besides their obvious skill, what did Leo and Chronicle bring that was missing?
I think it was essentially that skill. I my previous players were definitely good, but there's something where, like, we every event last year we had someone at the bottom or near the bottom of the stats of the whole event. And I think, like, despite that, we were still coming 4th, 5th, 6th. And this is the first event, I think, since where we haven't had someone at the bottom of the stats.
I don't think it's
and
that.
I think it is. I think that plays a big thing. And I think, wait, one second.
Okay, you go.
And I think also, because of their kind of, like, how good they are, it meant that the work that Minnie and I had to do wasn't as much on the individuals, more so on just the overall gameplay. So then it meant that I could honestly just focus on just like just being good myself, and then if I was good, then we'd all be good.
I think there's certain things that they don't know that you should divulge. So Haven, for example, against Furia, you and I spoke about this, but Leo actually did some mid-round calls that won you some big rounds.
He did one because I forget about it. I'm not going to tell you what the mid-round call is because it's really important. It's one thing that in scrims at the start, like when you lose, you learn in general. So when I have certain like 100% win rate rounds where if something happens, I know what to call, and it's 100% win rate. And there was a specific round, and I remember in scrims I was like, boys, like if this happens, like this is where we go, 100%. And in the actual game, it happened. And because I was like so distracted with trying to figure out how to play into the comp and stuff, Leo was just like, hey, this has happened, we can do this. And I was like, oh my goodness, yes. Oh my, yeah, let's do it. So it's just like the ability to just have that as well. Like someone, like everyone had to pipe up during that Furia game, but just having that call just made my life a lot easier.
So someone who's smart and remembers stuff that you tell them, basically. And I think you also said to me that when it came to Chronicle and Leo, even like lineups that you suggest or you teach them, they remember very quick, and their reaction with it is pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, Leo needs to work on his fade lineup sometimes because his arm's a bit weak, but he does go to the gym, but he doesn't throw it far enough sometimes. I'm like, Leo, you need to get jump bones like me. But I think one thing I would say about Mystic was I think we should have built him to become a secondary IGL, because I think Mystic was very vocal at times. I think he just needed to be pushed into it because I think he could have been quite good at it.
I also think it's not really, because I'm seeing a couple of comments saying that you're throwing shade, but I don't think it's like necessarily shade on your ex teammates, but I just think it's more of how different the team is, because you're gonna if you have a different player, the team is gonna be different. It's not gonna be the same. So I don't think it's necessarily saying that your teamates weren't good enough. It's just the way that you're playing is different, and that's more successful.
Yeah, it's not that they weren't good enough. It's just that like the upgrades that we have. Like it was better. Like we're a stronger team because of it. Like Durka's got Chronicle now, and they kind of bounce off each other. Leo is pretty like even in every iteration of my team, we've all got along. That's a good thing. And it still sticks with this one, even though this one's meant to be the star players. Now you'd think like 5-star players are gonna have clashes of like ego and
stuff. You mean 4-star players and you?
5-star players. No.
Everyone says that.
Mini, Leo. Yeah. 5-star players. Rocky! What do you mean 5 question mark? Ban that person.
No, don't ban him. But everyone on Reddit is always like, they got 4-star players. Boaster's life is so easy when he has Alpha go kill, Durka go kill, Leo go kill, and Chronicle go kill.
Boaster go chill.
Leo don't die is a strat. Like, that guy is nuts. So disciplined.
It's
so disciplined.
It's because, like, in game, Leo stood somewhere, and I'm like, don't worry, bro. And I die for him. And then he clutches. That's how it is.
I also want to say that Durka said something to me when Alpha joined that I think... Durka, you can tell me if it's true or not. He's in chat right now. When Alpha joined, Durka was like, Alpha is a star player. He's got that potential. So it made Durka feel like that he needed to do better. It pushed him. He was like, hey, I'm the fucking star player of this team. I got this. I'm going to do even better. And I think now you got Leo and Chronicle. They support Durka so well in terms of util and comms. But then at the same time, I fully believe that in the back of Durka's head, he might even be like, it's going to be even more impressive if I was the best player on this team.
I mean, it's what I said to Durka. I said, Durka, look, in scrims or in the official, I said, Durka, look, you're not even top of the scoreboard and we're still winning. This just goes to show that you don't need to make star hero plays. You don't need to feel the pressure. Like, one of us is going to pop off.
But that makes him do it even better.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. But it was like trying to get to terms of like this. We have a really good team now. We don't need like anyone doing super performances because one of us will do it per game.
Yeah, but Durka will still get 28 first kills in a series.
But now it's fine that if you, it just means for the mentality. Like say you're 1 in 6, like you're 1 kill.
And you feel like I need to kill, otherwise I'm gonna lose.
Oh my god, look at me, I'm at the bottom of the leaderboard. Oh my goodness, but it doesn't matter. Like welcome to my life now. Like it doesn't matter because we're gonna win this game. All you need to do is. You might be 1 in 6 now, But if you were focused so badly on you being 1-6, you're going to go even worse. Because you're so focused on that, you want to make a play. You need to get back in the game. You feel like I'm doing rubbish. Look at this. I need to do something. And you make stupid decisions, rush decisions, hasted, like silly decision making. When in fact, if you were just like me, where you're like 1-6, 1-6, not the greatest game. And then on the next half, you just come back because you're just able to do your role correctly. Like, I'm a defensive-sided player, I've decided. On attack side, I get kills on attack side if my teammates are all dying around me. That's how you know, like, something's going bad. When I'm getting kills, something's going bad. But on defense, if I can just hold my anchoring sight down, then I've done my job because the boys will clear up the rest of that.
To be fair, attack side, your job is to call anyway. It's not so much like any of the more mechanical stuff. What I will also say is, I think one of the reasons that this team won is they are fundamentally, individually, just all
Sexy.
very sexy. Alpha, you're 17. We cannot say that about Alpha.
I said Althea.
Yeah. And they're just very...
No, joking.
They're just very, very good in their role. Like Durka as a duelist, he makes space. On the defense, he gets ob kills. He fucking trades. Like, it's everyone's dream. Like, it's a coach's dream that you have a duelist like Durka. He just makes space everywhere on every fucking side. You have Leo, who is just like the most insane flexible anchor as well ever. And he never loses a clutch. He never loses a clutch. He does not lose clutches. Chronicle plays every fucking agent. His utility is like mental. You're just a great smoker.
Chronicle improved quite fast because I remember at the start of scrims, I was like, Chronicle needs to improve his util if we're going to win this game.
His util's so good. His breach util is
getting
so
a lot better.
good.
And I think it's because we were focused so much on it. I was like, I remember just saying in VOD reviews and stuff, I was like, Chronicle here, like your util, you need to be thinking like ahead. Like if you're going to use a stun on Fracture, you need to be thinking, if there's enemies there, I already need to have my flash out ready kind of vibe.
I mean, and I think he delivered. He really delivered. And I think you're a really good controller and a lurker. So I think, and Alpha is a sentinel. Alpha is that bitch that...
He did really well holding the
Yeah,
flanks.
that's what I mean. He's that bitch in a team that's like, guys, I'm going to hold flank. And he always gets two. Like, I don't know how, but on Haven...
He was good at it.
On Haven, he holds flank, and he's so annoying to play against when you'd watch him. So when you have every single player that understands their role, that delivers on their role, I think it's very, very difficult for you to lose. Because I think in the past, even you, where you had like maybe some role issues, maybe you didn't like certain agents, and it just like... And if you force people off role, it's not very fun.
No.
But when you have 5 players that are happy playing the agents they're playing, and they just understand it so well, it's like... How are you meant to fail, in my opinion? How are you meant to fail? Oh, Leo versus Shao debate. That's a battle of the ages, mate.
Yeah, I think both are great players.
Yeah, because Shao's amazing.
Leo's just as good, better. I mean, he's MVP this tournament, so I'm gonna have to say Leo's better. Unlucky Shao. I'll see you in Berlin.
Boaster, how do you deal with the struggles of being so handsome?
I don't think I'm like I'm in a scene where there's not like I'm in a scene that's not known to be handsome.
Jake, you can't say that.
No,
There's loads of handsome
If I was
players.
a professional actor or something or a model, then I'm not in the handsome thing.
I don't think actors on the whole, but they've got money. They can like pay for surgery and stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I wash my face every day.
Your skin routine is really good. You're very diligent.
Yeah,
You're very, very
I've got a
diligent.
big ass nose though, Stream. Look at that beak.
But all the makeup artists say you have really nice skin. It's very
Yeah.
smooth. But he has a really good skincare routine. Maybe we can share it if enough people give a shit. We can share your skincare routine. Yeah, but you do. There's like a lot of stuff you put on your face, in a good way. I always say you're handsome, but you don't believe me.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very handsome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. Yeah, share it, please. Share it.
Okay, we could drop a skincare routine. Why not?
Yeah, go on, then.
How long did it take for you to learn the New Jeans choreography? It was on point. Question from JZ Han.
About 20 minutes on a bike. But I already kind of knew it. I knew it was something like walking to the side like this. But to be fair, I'm actually learning the full chorus now from the like and then this and then this bit. But this bit's really hard. I was trying to do it today for about 10 minutes. You can't really see it, but it's like and never letting go. I'm trying to learn it.
This is a good question from OG Nabi, where did the headband boaster come from? You better tell
think
them
it
the
was
truth.
Sue before the game. She was like, "It's hot. You're gonna want I'll say it in her way. It's so hot. You're gonna want all your hair off your forehead, but like, because then the heat leaves it."
Wait, there's a context to that. This man, if he gets a little bit hot, he cannot function.
Yeah.
Like, he cannot think, and he gets really, really sleepy. So obviously, I was already there for a whole week before he flew, because for the alpha bracket, and I realized how hot it was, and I was getting really worried because I was like, if he gets too hot, his brain's gonna be fried. So I was like, you're gonna want your hair out of the way. Like, Durka doesn't have that problem, luckily. That's why Durka played so good, I reckon.
Yeah.
But if you get your hair off the way, then you're gonna be less hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I went to
Durka
the-
says he will die if he gets too hot. Yeah, you will. You're really bad with heat.
And then I went to wardrobe, and they sorted me out a band for the first game. Was it the first game?
Yeah, you had this from
Yeah.
get-go. Yeah.
They're lovely, they are. And then yeah.
Shout out to Mina and Christina, my girls. They do all of our wardrobe. Like, they do our styling, they make our clothes and stuff. And you went to them and you asked for a headband, they made you one.
Yeah, they made me one. So then I've got it by my bedside table now. So I'm not sure. Do I bring it to the next event?
I think
Is
it's
it like
a one and
is
done.
it a one and done?
It's a
Maybe
one
I
and
bring a
done.
different headband for.
You do look quite good. You got like a J-Hope look going on for
I
you.
thought I looked like Fernando Torres. Is that his name?
That's so random.
It's the only football player I know that wears a headband.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. He's very attractive. He's a very handsome man.
It's a luck thing now. I'll have to
I
bring
see
it. Then.
it. I see it.
I'll
I
have to
see
get a
it.
different one.
I'm surprised you know who that is.
Of course I know who he is. I used to believe that I was him at one point. I was quite
Fernando
good.
Torres?
Yeah, I was like quite good at like
You were also
striker.
Oh, you were also striker.
Yeah, I did striker left wing.
Nice.
And sometimes never mind. I
Go
don't know
on.
where I was going with that. No, I'm not going anywhere there. Bring the band. Alright, I'll bring the band, but I'm gonna bring a different one.
Yeah. Okay, great question. RXADED, sorry for butchering your name. How did you come up with the X team are expected to win the event strat? That's a good question.
That is a good strat. It was a good strat. I was just thinking like it would be funny if I just pretend to curse all the other teams. And I was like, I never really know what to post on Twitter. And I was like, if we keep going through the tournament, that's like a free post on Twitter every time we play. So then it was like, I don't really need to post as much. And it kind of worked. And then I was like, when we were starting to win, I was like, oh my goodness. We're actually winning. I might need to think of like, what do we do when, like, if we win? Like, and then I was like, Fnatic have defied all expectations. But yeah, I think actually going back to the start, I think it was just because like everyone was saying like we're expected to win and stuff, like with our superstar roster, blah blah blah. So I was just like, I'm gonna reverse Uno card all these bitches and their sayings, and I'm gonna just give it to the other team.
It worked.
Because then even if we lost, I could be like, see, they expected to win.
It worked.
And it's a way of like, I never want to tweet like, or say before an event like we're gonna win, like we're destined to win, like we're the best team here, because it just adds so much pressure, even more pressure, and like you look like an idiot if you start losing. So this is the best way to look like an idiot, but at the same time stay humble.
You're just a troll.
Yeah.
Gab_I5, great question. I think two parts.
Why did you stop the walk?
Let's start with why did you do the ball walkout, and then why did you stop doing it?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm running out of walkout ideas. I could do a Benkai and just bring costumes every event, but then I was just like, that's not really why I did it in the first place. I did it because it was just something funny, and I came up with the ideas on the spot in Iceland. So then I was just like, I was just trying to think like, what could I do? And then we had a football, so I was like, oh, I can balance a football on my head because that would be quite funny, and I can sellotape it. So then I did that, and then we had like another ball and we had like two other balls. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So what we can do is balance that ball onto that ball, and then balance that ball onto that ball onto that ball. And then like I was like, shit. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do any more of that because like it gets a bit boring now, a bit stale, and like we're in the semi-finals now. I need something different. So I remember Cadril from the LEC caster/analyst. We did a content piece, and he was like pretending to do cooking walkout, like he's cooking up something, and like that meme like let him cook is all over right now. So I was like, that's the perfect one. So I'll do that one. And then for the finals, I was just like, I haven't done a dance yet. Like in Istanbul, I did pop pop.
So if it was there was one point where it could have been against DRX. So I think,
Yeah.
and also they really like New Jeans as well, some of the players on that roster.
Mm.
So the New Jeans thing would have just made sense either way.
Yeah. So then, yeah, with that one, I was like, I have to do one dance, and it was the finals now. So I was like, I have to do it for this one. But it was great because in the finals, you walk out on your own. Now, I don't know if I would have been able to do it if I had to walk next to Sadak. Like, and I'm just like this, and he's just walking normally, waving at the people, and I'm just an idiot. So it was actually quite good that I ended up being on my own for that, because then I could actually confidently do it without feeling like uncomfortable for the person next to me.
You and Stacks could have done it together because he loves New Jeans.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why I was kind of saving it for them too, because I thought it could be yeah.
It was a good walkout. I like the New Jeans one.
Alpha was scared to go on his own.
Oh, bless Alpha.
He didn't want to get booed. Oh.
He had Cal Paolo. So he had something to do with his hands. Yeah. Okay, next question. Bionic BMs, how are you feeling at first when you were winning? Okay, we're gonna get onto that when we do
we'll talk about that in the VOD review.
Oh.
Also, thank you everyone for the subs. I haven't been saying any specific names, but I'll give you a thumbs up.
Amal_JV, if you compare Valorant and CSGO, which game demands more out of the teams in terms of coming up with strats and practicing it?
I'm not sure, because I never got to like a super top level in CSGO. But in CSGO, I was always trying to make stuff, but I ended up like stealing stuff from like the better teams. And in a way, that's kind of helped me in my Valorant career, because because I stole so many strats in Counter-Strike, and I've still got the videos on my YouTube hidden, unlisted. Because I stole so many strats, I kind of understood how people were kind of working the map using those strats. So then I was able to make my own in Counter-Strike, but they weren't that great, but I was still able to make my own. But then when it came to Valorant, I was using all that kind of previous experience of stealing all those strats and understanding how map control works, that I ended up able... Essentially, the way I do it was I visualize I get the map in front of me, and I put exclamation marks where I think enemies can be. And then when I make strats, it's just about like crossing out those exclamation marks with a piece of util. So if a util covers it, then nice. And that's kind of how I make it. Now, I don't know what's harder, but I do think like Valorant is obviously, there's a lot more happening in Valorant with like, you have to be aware of like Sky flashing back and clearing out all that info. In Counter-Strike, it'll be like someone pushing out a place to get info. But in this game, it's a lot easier to get info in the map, so it's a lot harder to make a good fake, because let's say I take control and then we all go to the other side and then suddenly they do a sky flash and it clears everything, or a recon and it clears everything.
They know where you are.
Then they're going to come rotate to your site. So I have no idea what's harder. I imagine Counter-Strike's harder because the skill level is a lot higher. Like the best of Counter-Strike are the best of like the 0.0001. So
I think it's really interesting for this tournament, because obviously there's a new map and there's new meta and stuff, but I was pretty confident about your team going to this tournament, because obviously we live together and I see him most days. And you were saying to me every day, like, we're on a streak, because like I've just got good strats. Like I've got the maps down.
Yeah.
We understand these maps. I've got good strats, and I feel like it's really hard to come up with like good new strats for 7 maps every tournament. It's just like it's pretty difficult.
Sometimes it's not about like making new strats, but it's sometimes it's bringing back old ones, and also just your understanding of the map increases. Like Fracture in Champions, I'd say I didn't understand it as much as I do now. Like I don't know what happened to me, but we had to get Fracture was the map that I had to get down for the team, because I chose it. Like we split the map priorities into little sections of like Minnie can look at this map, I can look at this map, and then we'd all come together and like work on it together. But Fracture was the one that I was kind of focused on. I just remember watching, I think I watched like 6 VODs in one day, and then during one of the VODs it just clicked. It was so weird, like it just suddenly clicked, and I was like, I saw patterns.
Like Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
Seeing it on the ceiling.
Yeah, I was honestly like, it's like chess. I was actually seeing shit and I knew the reaction. It was so weird. Like, obviously it's difficult against certain comps, like the Viper comp is a bit different. But against like 100 Thieves comp, for example, I know through and through how that comp plays out. And I know exactly how to like play against it. And it was so nice to play it. There's certain agents that are a lot harder to play against. But for some reason that map just, I don't know what it was, like I was just like trial and error. And you should have seen the Killjoy turret I was putting before on defense. It was an idea that I had, and I was putting it on defense, and I was just like, we're losing defense rounds all the time. And then I was just like, why are we losing it? And I was watching the VOD back, and I was like, why? And I was like, it must be this. Like, it's not doing anything, surely. So then it was just about like process, trial and error, and eventually we got there. Yeah. And that was like how it works on most maps, really.
Bind back in the days was very much like that.
Yeah, Bind. Yeah, Bind was like
you just
that
got
too.
It.
Yeah, that was due to SLK, really. Like, and also on Bind defense, it was like SLK stuff, but then it was also like I was like saying to Minnie and SLK, I was like, I can't call on defense. Like, I can't tell Durka where to AWP. Like, he has to feel it. So then we made Durka call on defense, and then suddenly we were just winning. Because like he just went to where he thought, like, unless we say like, hey Durka, there's a free kill for you here if you do this peak, then they're doing bad util here. But then other than that, he was like doing it. Yeah,
goated Durka. But that's what I mean. That you need players that have good initiatives, because if you don't have them, then you have to micromanage, which is not fun for you.
Yeah,
because that's just stressful.
I'm the IGO now. Yeah, exactly.
We'll do another question. So the booing, we already answered about that. You can watch back the video when we upload it. Let's talk about the half buys. Sorry, the half shields. The half shields.
Really? Do we have to? I have to talk about it every event.
I know, but everyone always asks about it.
Half shields, I'll give you a short form. Half shield means that you don't have to eco as much, which means you get more buys. And in theory, if someone's shooting at you with a phantom, you're most likely dead if they headshot you anyway. There we go. So that's why we do half buys.
Yeah.
And it means we can buy more. Now, I haven't seen anyone comment about the half buys because we've actually fucking won the event. But if we didn't win the event...
Everyone's like, oh, it's a dog shit strat. But then when you win it, no one talks about it, which is quite funny.
But no one's going to do the half shield thing because, like, it doesn't work.
All right. Another question.
Don't worry, Deck, I saved us there.
Oh, that's a really cute question from Webby SS. How come you knew S-Tag in your oldest listed video, even though he wasn't professional yet? Even you weren't professional yet.
I met Is3 Tag on Jailbreak. So it's a community. It's a community map in Counter-Strike, and essentially what you do is you pretend to be in jail. So I met him in Jailbreak, and we were quite good at it, like killing people. So after that, like we added each other on Steam, and then we played Face It together, and we were like playing Face It. Yeah, before I was a pro, I used to just only play Jailbreak on Counter-Strike.
But you teamed with him, didn't you?
Yeah. So we played Face It together, and then I ended up coaching his team, and then I ended up being in his team after that.
How did that go?
It was good. Like, there was like the most positive, one of the most positive experiences I had. Like, we were close to actually qualifying for a minor. We were one round off.
He's really nice. He's a really nice guy.
We almost beat EFrag, and if we'd done that, we wouldn't qualify to a minor, and who knows what my life would have been after that. But
I think we should thank Zaiwu for ending your CS career.
Yeah, Zaiwu ended my career. Nice guy,
Zaiwu. Okay, next question. Boaster, when Durka is overheating, a little, how do you reel him in, or do you just let him fly and always, no matter what?
I think the way that Durka works is that I think it's in scrims. I think with Durka, if you don't want to point it out in an official game, because in an official game he's generally quite disciplined. Like, you let him pop off. Like, he's got that confidence that no player has when he plays. And it's a really important thing in a player, is to have that sort of confidence. Like, you don't, like, if I'll give an example. So say I'm going for a peek on I'm on B Icebox as Viper, jump spotting as a defender. Now I have the option, if I really wanted to push B into the garage bit, or push into the elbow bit, you know, the bit where I mean on B. I have the option to do that. However, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, if I do that, I die. If I do that and I die, then we lose the smoke, we lose the Viper spits, we lose retake potentially for B. And what do we get if we get a kill? We get a kill, and like it disrupts the enemy's thought process. So like, there's ads. I don't know how many ads there are.
I don't know how many ads you're putting on. I don't even know how I'm doing it. Everyone's complaining about your ads, but yeah, carry on.
So anyway, Yeah, I don't know if anyone is still able to listen to this, but everyone's saying ads. How do the ads work?
It just play ads basically.
Okay,
Carry on.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thought process that goes in my head. I don't want to die because if I die, we lose the round potentially. So, but what Durka thinks is, I don't think Durka thinks like that. And that's the difference between Durka and I, is that when he goes for a play, he believes full-heartedly that he's going to get the kill.
And
then if he dies,
9 out of 10 times
it doesn't matter too much because we might still win the round. But like if he gets a kill, then it's a good thing. Now I do think sometimes Durka doesn't go for the right kill sometimes, and he does go for the silly plays. But that's something you have to fix in scrims. And then if he does get a kill, the next thing you have to do is stopping him from going for more kills. Because the way that it works is, if you're in a 5v4 advantage, you don't really need to make any more plays. So if you can get a kill and get out without getting traded, that's really good for you. And that's what we try and teach Durka, is that, Durka, you don't need to go for more. Just get one if you can, and then get out.
This event, he was good with that. Yeah. Really, really good.
But it's so funny because he gets a kill now and he goes, guys, I'm going back. And I'm like, discipline, Dirk. That's what I like to see. Discipline in scrims and stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
normally Durka goes for he goes for the ace. He goes for the ace every time. And I'm like, discipline, come back now, come back, 5v4, 5v4. As soon as he gets a kill, you always hear me go, 5v4, 5v4, 5v4.
Yeah, but 9 out of 10 times he gets 2.
Yeah, well.
He does get 2.
And then I go, 5v3, come back to Durka. Fucking get back!
Oh my god, you're going to break my desk. What is going on? God, don't pull a muscle. Hey Doma, welcome.
Hey Doma. Domagoye.
Yeah, you always say that Doma was a really good teammate. You enjoyed playing with Doma.
I like Doma. The only problem with Doma is he's too loud. Like in real life.
He's a big boy. Yeah. He's a big boy.
But I like Doma. I think I have positive memories of Doma, which is good. I think obviously Doma, you know what your pros and cons are. So as long as you work on your cons, then you're going to be a good player and a good teammate.
Next question. Let's go. Let me scroll up a little bit.
Also, thank you for all the subs, by the way. I haven't been able to thank everyone, but the Naomi Games just gifted 10, so I will give that one a thanks. But everyone else, thank you for everyone for subbing. And Real Ryan Gosling just subbed 5 gifts.
I can't believe it.
I appreciate everyone for the subs. You don't have to sub, but I do appreciate it.
All of the questions regarding the actual Icebox game, we will answer as we get into it.
When should we get into it?
I think we answered like 2 or 3 more, and then we can get into it.
2 questions, and we're going into Icebox.
Ibizo asks, is there a reason Chronicle was the second duelist over Alfia? I assume this was split.
It's because we actually signed Alfia to become a Sentinel, and it was just because the Chamber meta meant that Durka had to play Chamber, that Alfia was on duelist. So now, obviously, Chamber meta's gone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank God. The meta does suit you. The meta does suit you.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
Like, Jet is so much more fun.
I agree.
Because she looks entertaining in games. Like
I
that dash
also agree.
and the updraft, you can get
the smoke.
You can get so many good highlights. You know, like Durka dropping down on Icebox. That 3k, you can't get that as Chamber. Chamber is like, get a kill.
TP.
That's it. It's so boring. Now we get to have anime fights.
Yeah.
So, Alfia was signed for us to be a Sentinel. Our Cypher, our Killjoy, and everything. So that's why we have him on Sentinel and Chronicle and Duelist.
Someone said Alpha is really good at Raze. Yeah, but so is Leo and Chronicle.
Yeah, I mean...
You have 4 Raze players.
We had to think, Leo plays the non-flash initiators, and on Split we didn't have a flasher, so Chronicle had to play the Raze, and Leo was on the Sage. And Leo likes Sage on Split anyway, so...
Hey, they haven't seen your Jet. Durka, tell the people about Boaster's Jet.
You don't want to see my Jet. What you want to see is my Neon. My Neon is good.
Oh, so is your Jet.
I'm not going to lie. If I had aim like Durka or Alfia, I'd be the best Neon in the team.
And Leo's Phoenix.
Because the way I throw those stuns, trigonometry expert, all I know is that if I bounce it off that pillar in our room here, that's bouncing right into your forehead and you're stunned.
I feel stunned just listening to you talk sometimes, to be fair.
Get stunned.
But to be fair, your Jet stats are not that bad. It's actually not that bad.
They were at a time when the skill level of the game wasn't even high. So let's not talk about my jet stats.
Hey, VLR, big up VLR if you guys want to check out Boaster's jet stats.
Is it geometry or trigonometry? I always say trigonometry.
It's trigonometry, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's both.
Someone better bring a protractor because I'm out here learning lineups.
Esumu says, hey Boaster, how much room do you leave for your teammates for their individual play and decisions besides following your strats?
So that's something that we've been trying to work on. So last year we were a bit too loose. This year I think we were trying to get a balance of strats and looseness. Some maps have more strats than others, and other maps have more looseness than others. Well, I don't know why I said it like that, but it makes sense. So essentially the loose vibe comes from default. So if I say let's do an A default, the boys have to feel out what's going on. Like if I say find me that jet, the boys have to play loose and find me that jet. When it comes to, if someone says, hey, I got a timing, then we'll play off that and I'll call a strat, but they can still do that timing. But generally we don't have too many timings. It's normally me or something. So then I don't have to do anything. I just tell them to go do something and I'll find that timing myself. So yeah, like we do have strats, and the way that I say to Durka is like he has his like set dashes, which I think are good. But if at any point the enemy team's countering it, or if he feels like this dash would be better or another dash would be better, or someone feels like this molly's not getting as much value, then you can change it up, I think. But generally I have my S tier utility and then my A tier utility. S tier has to be done. A tier, not so much done.
Sounds good. Dib Dab says, any fun stories from Brazil?
I had green poo.
Again?
Yeah, but it was like a dark green.
Oh.
I didn't take a picture of it though, because what I did was pooed and I flushed instantly. But then when I wiped my bum, I saw it was green.
Ew.
And then I was like, no, I missed out. I would have taken a picture of it.
I mean, you have a picture of when you was a child and you had a lime green poo. That was like neon green.
Yeah, I've got that picture somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll have to show you one day.
I have it saved as well for some reason.
Oh, we broke the basketball hoop. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, actually. So it might be caught on camera, I think. But I went to the other side of the outside bit, really far away from the basketball hoop. And I said, if I get this in, we're never losing a game this year. And I got it in. And that's what I said to the boys. I said, boys, we can't lose a game. I got the basketball hoop in. So that was something that kind of cool happened.
There you go.
What else happened? I didn't really see much of Brazil, so...
But we saw a lot of players in the gym. We were sizing them up.
Yeah.
Dude, Stella can do pull-ups. That guy is strong.
Yeah, I know.
We saw him.
Sue, we were in the gym together, Sue and I, and we were doing leg day or something. And then we looked at Stella. He went straight to the pull-up thing.
But he hopped up on it.
He did like 5 to 10. Like,
yeah.
No, that way, not that way.
Yeah, but he popped up on it like a little monkey, and he was like, woo, woo, woo.
Because we were about to play them the day before, like 2 days before or something, and Sue was like, I bet you can't. She was like, look at Stella doing pull-ups. I was like, yeah, I mean, I could do that too, probably. And then she was like, go on then. So I went, go on then. And he did like 5 to 10. I can't remember. He did quite a lot. And I was like, here we get it.
It was like the slowest second one.
I think I did 2 to 3.
Yeah, and then the third one, you were like, eh.
Yeah, I was struggling.
Yeah, that was funny.
So that's why I had to beat 100 Thieves.
Yeah. We'll also say that Zipan's also really buff in the gym. He's like proper.
Yeah, Zipan's a big boy. He's got massive titties.
Yeah.
No, not massive titties.
Cruz was always in the gym as well.
Yeah, he's my gym partner.
Yeah, he's always on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Who else was
I
in
saw
it? We saw loads.
Yeah, I saw him in the gym.
We saw Dijazine in the gym. We had to let him in.
Yeah,
and he was a big boy. Yeah. There was a lot of people at that gym. Leo got COVID from the gym, didn't he? What he thinks. Yeah.
Yeah, because we never left the hotel, so I don't understand how he could have got it. How was food? We were ordering takeaway quite a lot, and I had to translate the menu all the time on the app, and it was getting quite tiring. So I don't know if I lived the full extent of Brazilian food, because I couldn't go out anywhere to eat. So I just ordered what was comfortable and what was easy. So yeah, and also I don't eat meat, so it was quite difficult to also navigate around that as well. Especially I had to get my Google Translate out all the time and take screenshots.
I had a great time with food. I just ate everything. Yeah, I had a really nice time with the food. The catering at the venue was really good because like every country you go to, there's always their own catering. And for this event, the food was fab. Like it's like bloody rice and beans every day. I was having the time of my life.
I'm not vegan. I just don't eat meat.
Leo is the funniest with food though.
Yeah, he's
Leo
funny.
is
If
so
Leo doesn't
funny
get
with
his
food.
chicken and rice on time, there's no way he's gonna have a good scrim. If he doesn't eat, he's like, bro, where is my food, bro? How can I eat in this heat? And if I don't have food, bro.
He also only eats steak, chicken, pasta, and rice.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
He's not really, and he likes Subway. He doesn't really eat anything else.
Yeah.
But it's the way that he eats as well, because he hunches over like a caveman.
like-
He eats like this. Yeah. It's a really good impression, you guys.
Chicken and rice.
You do really good impressions of all your teammates, to be fair.
Well,
You do a
maybe.
good you do a good impression of Jing from Paper X and
Yeah, I
Forsaken.
Yeah.
do it. I'm putting you on the spot.
No, I'm not doing it unless they're here.
No, it's really funny. It's really good.
Only if they're here, I'll do it.
All right, do Durka.
I can't do Durka.
I feel like I
Do
can't.
Althea. You do good Althea as well.
No, I tell you, who does good Althea. Chronicle.
Chronicle. Yeah, Chronicle does a good Althea.
impression.
Yeah. You're going to have to do impressions now. The people want to see it.
I
Do Durka. Durka
no,
wants
I've,
to do
I've
me.
already done one. Do Forsaken. Daddy. Hello, daddy.
That is what he says, to be fair.
Auntie.
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 Oh, do Durka. Do
Hello,
Durka.
Boaster.
Go on, do Durka.
I'm sad now. Do Durka. I can't remember
does
what
Durka
I
always
don't even
say?
do Durka impressions. I only do Leo.
I've heard you do Durka impressions. I've heard you do them. Can I
can't
have some of my water, please? I'm thirsty.
Yeah. Right, next question.
This is so accurate. Wait, you do other people's. You do a good Sean Gers. Do Sean Gers.
Bro.
What?
That combo was
What?
That combo. Boaster is working hard on the server, man.
Your Sean Gers is basically just an American dude that's high.
Yeah, it's just
Do Tarek.
We got a game on our hands here, boys. Something like that.
Fuck no! Yeah, he always goes, fuck! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Everyone wants you to do little impressions now.
Little bro. Anyway, what's the next question?
I think you have to do Durka. Durka wants it.
I can't remember Durka. I've not done a Durka one. Do pickles. Alright, mate.
Well, mate.
Right,
Durka
mate.
always does he always says he would talk and then his pitch rises when it gets really exciting and it comes back down.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't remember. Thank you for the subs. Right.
All right,
One more question and then we do the VOD.
I think we're gonna have to do a couple more questions because Fnatic just tweeted us saying we're doing a Q&A.
Okay.
So we'll
Right,
do a
2 more
couple. We'll do a
questions then.
couple. Here we go. How does one learn? Oh, Pixel Clubhouse asks, how does one learn how to IGL properly? Where is a good place to start?
Number 1, you steal strats. Watch teams like Fnatic, Navi, DRX, NRG, Loud. You watch their games and you see what they're doing. You copy their stuff and then you understand what's actually going on in the stuff. Like, that's one thing. Steal shit. Because when you know how to steal stuff, you'll eventually know how to improve stuff too. And that's the thing. That's all you have to do is that. So you need to make sure you're watching VODs every day pretty much.
Watch the OG
I watch
documentary.
like 1 or 2 VODs a day, yeah. Watch the OG documentary to give you some inspiration here and there.
Against the Odds, it's called, right?
Yeah, Against the Odds. Or watch Haikyuu as well. That's a good anime. If you don't watch that, it's a good one to become a better teammate.
In the beginning, I feel like you modeled a lot of like what you want to be after Glaive, Seb, and Notel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just Seb and...
Because Notel was quite like has similar personality to you, I feel like. But a lot of was Seb. If you guys watch Against the Odds or True Sides of the OG Dota documentary where they won, and like the way that Seb comes across and how he is with his team, I think in the beginning you were really trying to learn from that
Yeah.
from that perspective. I wonder if Seb knows who you are now. That'd be really hype. Yeah.
And then he does. I went on a FaceTime with him when Enzo
Really?
called him.
Oh yeah, you said.
And then
That's cool.
so there's that, and then like there's just the leadership stuff. So you remember you're the leader of your team. Emotions and empathy is what you need. You need to understand what your teammates are going through and understand how you can pull them out of it. Like you need to kind of bring them back to reality and stuff, and keep everyone's atmosphere and emotions in check during the game. And that's the hardest thing, because if you're not having a good game, how do you keep your own emotions in game? And I think it's just practice. I wasn't good at it at the start, but I think I'm okay at it now. I'm a bit more chill. I don't mind losing now.
But I would also say that a lot of IGLs don't necessarily make strats or like find lineups and stuff. But I feel like you're one of them that you prefer to make strats and find lineups.
I like being a bit more involved. I think also just the last thing is this protocols. The sooner that you can understand maps and protocols. So what I mean by that is if something happens, what do you do? And that's something that I remember Dazed in CSGO used to say of how he used to make his CSGO teams good on defense was if something happens on the map, what's your reaction to it? And you have to practice those reactions and find the best reactions. So there we go. That's like the short term of becoming an IGL, I guess.
Why
a good team.
is Guardian your favorite CS player?
Guardian's one of my favorite CS players because he was so good, but he never won a major. It was just like he was so close in that finals phase versus Cloud9. But yeah, he was one of my faves. He was just good.
Rooting for him. Graciana asks, who is your favorite Haikyuu character?
I don't know. It was so difficult. I like Daichi because he was the leader, but I did like Kachiyama, but I think I can't remember their names. So I like the
Hanata. You like Hanata?
He's okay. I liked him at the start because he was like
he is
so keen. Yeah. But I think my favorite ones came out a bit later on. I like Daichi and I like the one with the glasses.
Oh, Oikawa is my favorite because he's handsome.
Tsu, I can't remember his name. And I like Bakuto. Yeah, I like him too. Bakuto. Oh, I can't remember. Tsukishima. Yeah, him.
He's one of your faves?
Because his mentality is like he pretends like he doesn't pretend, but he doesn't show that he cares. But he really
stoic.
Yeah, he's a really interesting character. Anyway, without giving much away.
Sunks Watchard wants to know. Sunks Watchard wants to know who your favorite K-pop band is or group. You have a few.
I'd say right now it's Twice. To be frank with you, I think I listen to them the most right now. Yeah, I do. Obviously, I do like
80s.
I do like BTS. I do like
New Jeans too. Oh, you like Le Seraphim?
Yeah, I like them too.
Yeah.
Anti-Fragile. Right, what's the next question?
You do like them. I hear you listening to them a lot. Oh, you like Hwasa?
Yeah, I like Hwasa.
Yeah, Hwasa's your favorite from Mamamoo.
Zico.
Oh, you love IU.
Haon, he's a rapper. I like him too.
Yeah. And you like oh wait, is that the rapper that you said? The guy that was on that show?
Haon.
Yeah, him. What's your Nando's order? Copper says.
2 vegan chicken wraps. Medium.
With no chili jam.
And then 1 hot maybe sometimes, but generally medium because hot has a sourness to it. It's not actually that spicy, it's just sour and it ruins the wrap.
Have you ever been to a K-pop concert? Do you know what? 80s performed 15 minutes away from our house. We live 15 minutes away from that venue, and 80s performed there like 2 weeks ago. We missed it because of this bloody tournament in Brazil. Wasn't like you were going to win it anyway.
Yeah.
Why did we go to that? Could have been here for 80s. Could have been in the front row when Sam's like doing body rolls. He does know the dance to that, to Gorilla. But Sam's your bias.
Yeah.
Sam's your bias, like your ultimate bias.
Yeah.
Like you love him.
I like him.
He's your bias wrecker. Like you literally love him. I think you like him more than you like Jungkook. Or do you like Jungkook more?
I like Jungkook still, but I like San as well because he's just so fucking. He looks like really good in his outfits.
Yeah, there we go. Do you? Okay, I don't know who that is. What's your favorite K-drama?
Wait, why are we going into this? Why are we not talking
The
about the game
people want to
anymore?
know. It's the Q&A.
All right.
What is your favorite
I
K-drama?
like Juvenile Justice.
That's a good one. We watch more C-dramas than K-dramas. I watch loads of K-dramas, but you mostly watch C-drama.
Yeah, I
My
watch a lot of
favorite
Chinese drama.
My favorite K-drama is Full House with Rain. If you guys are like over the age of 26, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about like OG K-drama. That's a great TV show. It's literally the best. Favorite Netflix show?
Don't know really.
We do watch, like, we go through stages. We watched Singles Inferno. We really enjoyed Singles Inferno. We watched that together.
I've seen that.
Oh, Langyabang is your favorite TV show of all time.
Yeah, Langamore.
Yeah, you like that. Watch Alchemy of Souls. Yeah, I have heard about that one.
Breaking Bad. Yeah, no. Minnie was watching that. Coach Minnie, actually.
Oh, C9 roster crisis. What do you think about Ye going?
I mean, he cost too much, right?
I mean, we don't really know what.
I don't know what-
anything. Yeah.
With the current economic crisis and situation going on in esports, I think Ye was costing too much for what he's worth.
But that's just like.
With the chamber, I don't know how much he's on, but with the chamber meta gone, Ye's not as impactful. Like I think Dirk's like with chamber meta, Ye was like having a great time, but now with jet meta, Dirk's back on the map. CNED's back on the map. Like these players that were like the
Aspas
jet.
is having a great time.
Although
Oh my God.
actually Dirk is probably one of the greatest duelists because he can also play Raze to a high level as well. I haven't seen his Neon yet. What's your Yoru like, Dirka? Is it good?
Not as good as your Yoru, I guess.
My Yoru is rubbish. Forsaken's Yoru is the best I've seen.
What song plays on loop in your head when you're facing an elimination situation? Fragile, fragile.
Miley Cyrus, Dua Lipa, Prisoner. That song was in my head quite a bit. Prisoner, prisoner. Actually, no. During the Icebox, there was a song in my head. I just can't remember what it was. It was a K-pop song.
Oh, was
because I was listening to K-pop.
Was it? What is that song that we like? Life after life, you and I. That's always in my head. That's just in my head, like, constantly. I don't know why. Oh my God.
Yeah, I
Eugene's-
think it actually might have been Oh My God. Only because I
Probably.
did it in the walkout. So then I think it was in the timeout. I was just thinking like this. And I was just like trying to think what to do. And then I was just like, let's just enjoy it. So then I just started, like, I think I was just like,
Hanny's in your head, like, doing this. That's a really good question. Someone asked, but I'm going to change the wording because I know what you're going to say. Who's the scariest player you've faced? I don't think you think anyone's scary. So who was the most annoying player you've faced?
DG's in. That
Yeah?
guy's good, yeah.
Yeah?
He's good. Like, every time I watch him, I'm like, this guy's quite smart at the game and he's quite annoying.
Nuisance.
Yeah, he's a nuisance to play against.
What about who's the best player you played against?
Xiao's always annoying. I don't know who the best players I played against. Leo was always annoying, to be fair.
To play against,
Yeah, I always used to try and avoid his sight to some extent because he was a breach, but he was dropping 30 kills on us against Haven. So I was just like, why am I going to his side? And W0 was a very impactful in that game, but I didn't know much about him before that.
You played against him.
Tens back in
twice.
the day in Iceland, obviously, it was very, pardon me, very
Wait,
good.
you played against MW twice, no?
No, I only played him once.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
You didn't play against him when he was on a...
He had never been to an event before that.
No, he has.
I had not played against MIBI if he was in that team.
Am I on drugs or...
Or Heat.
Okay, maybe I am on drugs. Never mind. Maybe I'm
Wait, can you let go
misthinking.
of this?
Sorry.
'Cause
What are your first impressions of Gecko?
Gecko, I'm not sure. He very suits the style that I know. What now we know why they just did a random Raze nerf is because they want Gecko and his little yellow Pokemon to go.
It's so cute.
What's it called again?
Wingman.
Yeah, they want Wingman to be the new Boombot.
It's so cute.
So then for Valentine's Day, I know what to buy plushies.
Oh, it's so cute. I want one so
I'm
bad.
gonna buy a Wingman one. I'm gonna buy a little blue little armadillo one.
No, I just want Wingman.
The armadillo one's for me.
Oh, okay. Do you think Tens is still as impactful as he was back in Iceland?
No, not as much. It's a different game now. Different people are a lot more what's the word? We know how to play against those Jets and those Razors or those duelists a lot more. Chamber was like the one factor that was really difficult, but with the Jet nerf being like can't instant dash, like she's a lot easier to play against now with still has like good impact and good moments.
Someone asked me what it was like to watch the the Sentinels Fnatic game with Kaide. Honestly, I went to sit in VIP in my Boaster winning seat, and Redgar and Kaide were there. So I came up to them and was like, "Hey, like, can I join you?" And then Redgar had to go on the desk that day, so I was just with Kaide, and it was the first time I ever met her. My OG stream viewers, like the people that were with me since the first day I started streaming, will know how much I love Kaide. So I was a little bit nervous because I was like, oh my god, I've just met her, like, I don't want to be a weirdo, because sometimes when I meet people I like, I really word vomit. Oh my god, I met Toast.
Ow,
sorry, I met
leg.
Toast. You guys, I met Toast.
Careful.
Oh, sorry,
you grabbed
sorry.
my knee. That's
sorry.
like 1 centimeter away from my knob.
Shut up,
My
man.
knob's massive.
But anyway, so when I met Kaide, I was like, she's really pretty and she's so nice. And honestly, like loads of people came up to her to like ask for photos and stuff, and she was so kind and really nice to everyone. Even I was literally like, oh my god, like you're Kaide, like you can just say no to people, or like you could just like do whatever you want. But she was just consistently super, super nice. And when I was chatting to her throughout the game and stuff, like it was quite cute because normally when I watch the game, Fnatic play any team, I'm like giga toxic. I'm like extremely toxic. I will be saying stuff like, yeah, Durka, fuck him up. Or like, yeah, that's it, Alpha, yeah, like that guy's a bot. You got this. Or I'd be like really, really toxic. But because I was with Kaide, I didn't want to flame the Sentinels players. Plus, I really like them. And when I flame people, I don't mean it.
What
I'm
do we
just
call
toxic.
it? What did I say we were calling you two?
What do you mean? We're wags. We're the
Wags,
wags. But I didn't want to like be toxic at all, so I was just like keeping myself to myself a little bit. But there was one round where like Tens got a clutch, and he was like, it was really a really good clutch. And I remember Kaide being like, yeah, let's go Tyson, like go get them, you fucking got this. And then then got a
And then you were like this. Right, that's it.
no, I was like, it's fair game, it's fair game. And then you got a clutch, and I was like, that's my IGL, that's my IGL. And then Redgar was like trying to separate us, like
Yeah.
it was really cute.
Yeah,
But it was really nice to speak to her. Obviously, like I didn't know about her diagnosis then, so and I can't imagine what she's going through. This is what I mean. Like sometimes I'm like, I have problems in my life, like oh my god, or I cry baby. And then I think like what Kaede is going through, I'm like, I have no right to be like the audacity.
Well, you got
she's
a
very
dirty
strong.
desk.
Yeah, she's a strong woman. Wish her the best. She's got this. Like there's not a scenario in the world that I see that she doesn't make it through. But it was a really nice like time because I've never watched the game with someone from another like opposing team before, and it was just pretty wholesome, and I really enjoyed chatting to her because obviously like I've only known her from afar, but now I'm really sad. But she's gonna be fine. I truly believe. Plus, like I said, she's just like a very kind person from what I saw, and I'm a really big believer of like if you're a nice, good person, life will reward you. And
Yeah,
I don't
that's the first time I saw her.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen her before, and I saw her. I didn't even know she was here. I saw her outside. Like, oh my, yeah. To get to the venue, from the prac rooms to the venue, we had to drive golf carts. It was so
Wait,
funny.
did
So
you
we're
drive
in golf
past her?
carts. Alfie's telling the driver to drift. He's like, drift, drift. And he's trying to get the driver to do some fucking skidding. But we got out, and then that's where I saw her, like, on the other side. So I was like, oh my goodness, Kaide, hey.
She is really cool. I really like her. Obviously I'm a lot older than her, but I feel like if I was her age, I would really get on with her because like she's just cool. She's a cool person. But Toast. Oh my god, I met Toast.
Yeah, no.
Guys, I met Toast.
I'm preparing for the game of my life.
No,
Meanwhile,
you won. You won. It was afterwards.
Oh, it was afterwards.
Yeah, it was afterwards. I gave him a Boaster stick, and he knew who you were.
Yeah.
He was like, I really like Boaster. He's cool, and I was like, oh my god, no
cool.
way.
I'm fucking
But
cool.
basically, you guys won't know, but Jake always sees me watch Toast. Like you always have Asmongold in the background,
Yeah.
and I always have
Well,
Toast
not
in the
anymore
background.
right now. I haven't been listening to them because I've not got any urge for MMOs or anything.
Yeah.
So I've actually been watching Akarin,
Oh, I don't know.
the Japanese VTuber.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, on Twitch. But I always watch Toast. Like when I'm eating, I don't know about you guys when you eat. But when I'm having lunch or dinner, I always watch Toast. Just always, just as a habit. I just bang him on and I just feel happy. And I watched a lot of Toast in the last 2 years. Like every day. So when I met him, I was like, oh, I word vomited, 100% word vomited. I was like, oh my God, Toast, I really like you. I love your content. I love you. And I just told him his like Asmongold Toast story. And I don't know how he reacted to that, but he was really nice about it. And we took a picture, which I will post later. But it was just a moment I would never forget in my life. It was very brief, but it was very worth it. And then he followed me on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I fell over.
I don't even
when I
know.
found
I
out.
don't even realize who follows me on Twitter half the time. I didn't know Shroud followed me until it was too late, and I didn't know Toast followed me because they didn't. My Twitter must be broken.
You don't get
They
notifications.
don't give me any notifications about anyone follow me ever.
Basically, I'm going to be supporting DSG until they make VCT.
Pirate
Forsaken for the raid. Do your Forsaken impression.
Thank you, Daddy. Oh, thank you for second.
Auntie.
Auntie.
Hello, Forsaken.
Poster. Want to play a game? Gambling.
What did you say about
Thank you for the
Asmongold?
10 subs, Pyronix, and WTF Rando Gen. Thank you for all the other subs as well, everyone. We're going to be getting into the Icebox VOD very shortly, so you've hosted at the perfect time, Forsaken.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a question from Forsaken viewers. We'll take a question.
Then go moon. You can ask the question about. I'm just a backing track.
Yeah, no, I'm vibing. Has Boaster tried the Asmongold challenge? What's the Asmongold challenge? Is it like not wash your hands when you pee?
Yeah, why would he wash his hands? He's got a clean dick. That's what he says.
Well, but what is the Asmongold challenge?
I have no idea, but I'm not going to be doing it.
Oh. More Forsaken impression, please. Go on. Do your Jing one.
Jing one?
Yeah, your Jing one is quite good. I was like, oh my God, it's Jing in the room.
What did I say for the Jing one? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but it was good.
Are you sure it wasn't just
It was
my
good.
Forsaken one?
No, it was the Jing one. It was good.
I can't remember.
You should do a Jing impression for Forsaken.
Jason. Jason.
Okay, that's really gross. Someone just told me what that challenge was. I don't think you're going to be doing that. Jason.
Auntie.
Will Fnatic post a video of the voice com? I think so, but it does take a while to edit it.
We watched Crazy Rich Asians on the flight
what a
home.
film.
It's actually quite a good film.
What a film.
That was quite fun. I had
Crazy.
fun.
Yeah, that's a really good film. I really enjoyed that one.
Thoughts on the goats, Kung Kung? Yeah, he's good. I like Kung Kung. He bought me slippers.
It didn't just
But they're not just any slippers. They're blooming Yeezys or whatever.
Tell them the story why he bought them for you.
It was all because in Istanbul, like Sue got him a keychain with jet on it or something.
Yeah, it's a little crochet jet.
And I said to him at the time, I was like, "Yo, those slippers are sick," because they all had them in the EDG team. He's like, "I'll get you some." I didn't know what they were. I just saw how like they just looked so bold and cool. And then this event, he got me some, and I was like, "Wait, they're these, mate? I ain't buying these. I got my Fnatic ones from 5 years ago."
But they're cool slippers though.
Yeah, he's nice.
Kung Kung is really cute. Does Nashon know who you are now?
Yeah, I think so. I think he might.
Finally.
What Filipino song did you know?
What's it called? Zactabudlo. Pano.
Have
I
you
can't remember what it's
have you
called.
seen Everywhere Everything All at Once? Loved that movie. We saw it in the cinemas when it came out. Really, really love that movie. Michelle Yun's my goat. Love you. I'm saying love you as if she knows who I am. How can I get myself a Boaster sticker? We do have some left over from this event.
早上晚上好
晚上好.
晚上好
Um,
你好吗
we do have
很
some
好
we do have some stickers left before if they qualify for Tokyo, we'll bring more stickers to that, but a different version. Yeah, a different.
Why is Boaster so red? Honestly, I think it's like, I don't know.
Everyone is commenting saying you look tired, but you naturally just have
Yeah,
bags.
I have natural bags
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You can actually see the vein hit.
What are you
I'm
pointing
trying to
at?
get the light. You see this
Yeah.
vein? So I have this natural vein that comes out when I do exercise, but it goes underneath my eye, and it just means I have bags. Look, see?
Yeah, but even when you sleep like 12 hours, you still
Yeah,
have them.
It's just natural. I always get told I
Yeah.
look tired.
Yeah.
I could be as awake as possible, but I look tired.
Your mum had
Please
that as
sing
well.
a Chinese song. I'm actually learning one to sing, so I'll be releasing that soon as well.
Is there an update about the trophy? Well, the funny thing about the trophy is that obviously the boys flew to Heathrow and then they had to go to Berlin, but we live in London. So by the time the trophy was like broken, we were having a nap.
Yeah, I was asleep.
Yeah, we were just asleep. And then I woke up, I was like, oh my God, look at Chronicle's tweet. And then we found out it was broken.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if I can get a replica anyway, so no matter. What was I gonna say?
We don't normally get HD Boaster. My setup is so good we can see his pores. He's only got pores on his nose. He doesn't have pores on his face, which I'm really annoyed about. And also, why does he need such long eyelashes? Can someone tell me why do men who clearly do not need eyelashes have such curly and long eyelashes? It's not fair.
When I get
It's not
mascara on,
fair.
I actually look like a lady.
Yeah, but it's just, it annoys me because I have barely any eyelashes and he just has like enough for like a family for no reason.
Right, I'm thinking we get into the VOD. I'm gonna go toilet.
Okay,
and then we go into the VOD.
You go toilet first, and then I'll go after, and then we will do a toilet. We'll do a tag team toilet. I will answer some questions now. Anyone has any questions for me? You got about a minute and a half before Boaster comes back from the toilet. DSG Boaster win. I wish, guys. Toast needs to sign in because then he can be Boaster. Like if Boaster joins DSG, he can make toasters. Toasters. Oh, I see a question. Do you watch J-dramas? I do, but not as much as I do the other one. Do you pick for fits for the desk? Yes and no. Normally my stylist, Mina and Christina, they will bring the clothes and they will do like fittings with us. And then I have some input on what I like and what I don't like. And we kind of work together. But Mina also like hand makes a lot of my clothes. Like some of my tops, some of my like corsets and stuff. Like she makes it by hand, which is really, really fucking impressive. I love the wardrobe ladies. They're amazing. How many languages do I speak? I speak 2 fluently, and then I speak a little bit of Turkish and some Japanese. Why do production change hosts for the final weekend? I wasn't hired to be on the desk for that weekend, so I don't know. I just did interviews for that weekend. I would have loved to be on the desk, but there's like a rotation, and I never get to choose. But it was really fun to do interviews. I really enjoyed that. I love interviews, to be fair.
You know what these glasses remind me of?
What?
What's that Red Panda Disney program?
Oh, no, the film.
Yeah.
Turning Red.
Yeah.
With Fortown.
You're now one of the fangirls.
Yeah, I'll take it. They're so cute.
I just reminded me of
Will you come to Singapore? Yes, and I tell you why I will come to Singapore, because I went gambling with PRX, with PaperX. So I gambled with players and Coach Alex, and I won like 500 Singapore dollars from Jing. Like I fucking rinsed Jing, and I just rinsed them. So Auntie gave me some Singapore dollars, and I'ma come back and spend it.
Yeah, but you know,
Jason was there. I was rinsing Jason as well. I was rinsing Jason.
He made it back. He did an interview and he made it back. He said.
Oh, Jason did?
Yeah, JJ did.
Oh, how did he make it? Who did he make it back from?
He did an interview with Singapore.
Probably with Mindfreak, because that guy also gambles. But I literally came into the PaperX camp, I took their money, and then I left. So we'll definitely go to Singapore and spend the Singapore dollars. Can you sing? I don't know that song. Do you know that song?
Yeah, I do.
Opinions on Brazilian crowd, we did that already. Was Alpha affected by the earthquake? Yeah, I mean, leading up to the tournament, he was really affected.
He had to leave his city, Adana, and go like somewhere in the village outside.
He had to sit in the square for like 3 days. Do you not remember that?
He was in a village because what he did was every time there was any sort of shaking, they all run out into the garden, and like in Adana where he lives, like his house would just fall on him. So he had to go to the village. So we couldn't practice with him for like a few days and stuff.
But a very strong boy, Alpha is. Yeah, really, really strong.
He said like even like during one of the games, like he was so affected by it, he couldn't focus on the game on 100 Thieves or the Furia game, or he couldn't feel anything because he was so worried about home or something, about his family and stuff and his friends.
Yeah, Alpha's been through a lot for his age, but he's always happy, like cheerful kid. He's just nice. I like Alpha a lot. What do you think about SK Rossi? It was really nice to finally meet SK Rossi.
Nice.
He's so nice.
I should have spoken to him more. I only spoke to him a little bit, but it was a bit difficult actually to find the time when you're actually playing and stuff.
You love these events because it's just like summer camp.
Yeah, I like meeting everyone. It's like
You just meet all
I
your
like
mates.
meeting my son, JJ. I like meeting all the Paper X boys actually,
Yeah.
DRX boys, and then actually I've come to make good friends with all the other regions as well now, which is great. So
Yeah, because
oh yeah, Cruz as well. Like
Yeah.
first time I actually spoken properly to Cruz. Now we're gym buddies.
you're always best mates with all the Asian players. I feel like when you go to these events, like you and Buzz are really close. You and Jason.
Yeah.
It was nice to
I
see
think they're
FNS.
easier to approach for me for some reason.
Yeah.
With the other teams, it's difficult to approach sometimes. But I have approached like most EMEA teams I spoke to now.
You always
quite a
say
lot,
hi
so-
to them.
Yeah.
It was nice for me to see FNS.
Are you going toilet now? Because I want to do the icebox.
Okay, I'll go. One more question, then I'll go.
Okay, vamos.
When are you coming to the Philippines? I want to go Philippines at some point.
Yeah, I do too. I've
Yeah.
never been. I think it'd be
FNS
fun.
impression. Oh wait, let me batch chest about FNS real quick.
Well, how long is this batch?
Real quick, because I tweeted this, but I don't like it when people like think it's bandwagoning on like shitting on other IGLs. This goes for Def, this goes for Vanity, this goes for FNS, Boaster.
How long is this gonna be?
All of the IGLs, like it just annoys me. It annoys me when people are like, oh, like the IGL's the issue. Like 9 out of 10 times it ain't. But also from my experience, all of the people that people shit on are like so nice and kind and just good people. So I don't like it.
That's good. I
That's
like
that's my bat chest. I just
That's a
don't
good
like it.
bat
Just be
chest.
nice. Just be nice. You know. Just you can criticize. You can be like, I think this player had a bot of this game. Like they could have done better, or like this round wasn't very good. Whatever. Criticize. But
Yeah.
there's absolutely no need for all of the crazy hate that people send IGLs in our scene. Like people need to chill.
Yeah.
People need to relax. Yeah.
Thank you. Zoba. Oh, careful. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we do have to, obviously, a loss is a loss. Someone has to take the fall for it. And I think IGLs do take the fall for it. But I don't mind taking it. But at the same time, you're not in the team. Like, people aren't in the team. So, how do you know what's actually going on behind the scenes? You don't know, like, if the IGL is the problem or if someone else is the problem. But that's fine, you know. People think fragging is everything. Fragging does help. I'll give you that. Fragging does help. You have the team has hard times. No, the team, when I speak, the boys all understand me. I think I've got quite an easily understandable voice. Sometimes, though, in the stressful situations, hey, Dan Lins, I don't like that. That's a bit rude, mate. You're getting banned when I can fucking scroll up. Where you gone? Where's your name gone? I've lost you. DA. Oh, that's why, because you already got it. Nice. That's a see you, mate. Yeah, so sometimes when I'm super stressed, I'll say, boys, let's go A. And I'm walking to B because I've accidentally said the wrong bomb site. And so I confuse the boys so much with this because I'm like telling them, let's go A, let's go A. And I'm going to B and they're all going to A. And I'm like, boys, why are you going to B? Oh, no, wait. I'm like, boys, why are you going to that site? You said you told us to. And I'm like, no, come this site, this site, this site. Is so, my mind goes all crazy, especially Haven. No, Icebox is the worst one. Icebox A site and B site. Oh my god, I say the wrong site all the time on that map. Oh yeah. Pay money, baby.
Wait, stop.
Yo, don't.
Don't objectify me. Cancel him, guys. Cancel him. You're cancelled.
Yeah, cancel me. No, don't.
Can I have my water, please? Scusi.
I'm gonna look like you after the finals.
I was like that. I was like that. It's not even an exaggeration. You also cried. You cried on stage.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't. Some idiot was cutting onions underneath. And you know how I don't like cutting onions.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the sidemen? I love the sidemen.
Do you know the front man? Thank you for the
All right,
sub.
let's get into
Thank
it.
you for the subs, everyone. We're going into the VOD
Wait,
now.
let's do an outro for our video for the Q&A.
So that was the end of the Q&A. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Nice.